What's happening, Flow Jedis? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sumedh Chatterjee. Let's get started. We're talking about the Art of Seduction book. The chapter we're breaking down today is appear to be an object of desire, create triangles. Okay, let's get started.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumedh Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Let's get started today. I just did my TM meditation today, and I feel different. I'm gonna tell you. I know it's just one day. Maybe it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's something that has shifted within me. That's for sure. And I think if I continue doing this, greater and greater impacts are going to unlock in my mind. Let's look at this chapter, right? Appear to be an object of desire, create triangles. So basically this is about, we want what other people want. We want what others have. We've also heard the term, we want what we can't have, right? If you walk into a museum and you see everyone crowded around one specific statue, you're more curious, you're more attracted to that, because you're going, why is everybody like around that statue? Like, what's the big deal anyway, right? You first of all, it sparks a curiosity. This is what I'm noticing, and this is my own interpretation as a flow state specialist. So you can find many other breakdowns on other channels and stuff, but I'm gonna keep it legit. I'm gonna keep it 100. So mainly it's about creating an aura of desirability. If you're just starting out, and you're not really prone to having social interactions or talking to strangers, I'd highly recommend that you just practice getting to this level where you feel desirable, where you feel desired, where you feel attractive, okay? And you've got to have reference experiences that create that aura of desirability that starts to build within you, that gives you that confidence, moxie, gusto, oomph, chutzpah, huevos, whatever you want to call it, man. It's something, right? Now, Robert Greene says that actually, no matter how we try to pretend, desire is going to be about vanity and it's going to be about greed. So first of all, start to understand that. This is kind of the nature of the world, right? I'm helping you crack out of this matrix through these videos, because really a lot of us are clueless, right? We're clueless when it comes down to, what do I need to do to be an attractive person, to have this aura of desirability? Well, you got to create triangles, is what they say. So what is the sudden pull in modern culture? Why has like the word threesome become like this thing, this trope, right? The ménage à trois, right? Jealousy creates a kind of tension, okay? And this tension builds up and builds up and builds up, and it needs to release its pressure. A lot of people who've been messed over in the past, like in past relationships, they're either heartbroken that someone cheated on them, they put up heart walls, right? They stop trusting others, believe that every other relationship is gonna be that relationship, which is not necessarily the case at all. But this is what our minds convince us of. It makes us think that whatever we had in the past, that is what our future will entail. So between you and your target, you gotta impose another person in between you guys. Mix with everybody, like just be seen as a social person. All in all, it does come down to our genetics. Like, we want our genes to live on. We want, very healthy offspring. When we see these qualities in people, when we see that, oh, this person is in demand, we think that that's protective for our offspring, because then everybody will be around that tribe. You see what I'm saying? So if everybody's around that tribe taking care of you, there's ex-lovers, co-workers, other people, new people, family, relatives, people working on the house. There's another person who comes in. If there's an environment like that that's full of life, you can kind of suggest in your own mind that, okay, hey, this is kind of protective for me to have all these people around me. Like, we're like a support system. But if you're just by yourself in a mansion, right, and there's no one in your home, that no one visits you, you just work there, it doesn't really cause that same desirability, does it? Now invite 17 models to your mansion and have like a photo shoot with them. That's a different story. The symbol of this chapter is called the trophy. So what makes you want to win the trophy and to see it as something worth having is the sights of other competitors. Some, out of a spirit of kindness, they want to reward everyone for trying, but then the trophy loses its value, right? We live in a culture where we give everybody participation trophies, right? Oh, everyone's a winner. Then actually the kids will actually start to lose their self-esteem. They won't even know what accomplishment is or winning is. So I think it's this sense of growth. And to be a flow state Jedi, man, you can get into flow state anywhere. Okay, you don't need a very specific environment. I mean, the environment can be a trigger for your flow state, but a real flow state Jedi, they can tap in anywhere. They just make an intention and they go. And that's what I want for you guys. Like, you can just set an intention and then tap in that moment. And it's almost a meditative practice, right? Because you're making life your meditation. Whenever you get distracted or some other little insecurities coming up or whatever, some thought, you go back to your truth. You go back to what you know. If you have no law, if you have no principle, how are you going to create a triangle? You're not solid in one base. Someone else might be pulling or creating a triangle to pull your woman away from you or something like this, right? So you got to watch out for these things, man. Basically, the main skill here is social acuity, right? Also, it's about not being there all the time with that person. Like, if you're living with one person for a really long time, right, it loses something. It loses its spark at times. But if you're visiting each other frequently, and you have specific date nights or days where you give each other time and then you meet up, there's something building, right? There's a spark. And of course you can't do this if you have a family, right? You've committed to this other person, and I understand that. However, you can still make things interesting and spontaneous, right? In the sense of, like, you can do something that you guys aren't necessarily used to, but you got to put that into place. You got to seed that seduction. You got to plant the seeds of what you want to flourish in the future. If you're not doing that, then you're not being intentional with your creation or your manifestation of this process. It must represent not only your victory, but everyone else's defeat. Basically, you got to build a reputation that precedes you, okay? This is all about really creating a powerful social circle. Now, I don't have this yet, and I say yet because, again, I'm seeding that understanding. I do have it online, all my IMC brothers, right? But there's not really that sense of camaraderie right now with certain people. So I think I've got to create that magnetism by actually practicing building that tribe. For instance, if I had no clients, 0 clients, would anybody want to work with me? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Okay? But now I have like 100 clients, all great testimonials. Okay, it's the same kind of idea, right? It's the aura of desirability. Really, we're going to be so impacted by like a blue check mark or something like this, right? Unconsciously. That, oh, this person is someone, serious. Like I've got to take them seriously, and I've got to, lower my own value. No, not necessarily, right? Like, I treat myself like a person who already has a blue check mark. I really don't care, right? But this is also why this channel starts growing, and what I'm doing is expanding. It's there, it's genuine, and it's moving forward like this. I think another magnetic power of this is you gotta move and be genuine with how you move. If you want to create a little bit of that triangulation, I don't know, maybe it's creating triangles, right? Triangle choke. So Robert Greene does say, like, if you want to create that triangle with another person, that start getting interested in her sister. Not like a very direct way, because that's just being offensive, right? Don't be spiteful for no reason, right? But you want to, like, be nice to her friends so that she gets curious. Like, why are you hanging out with Sally, like, all of a sudden on a Saturday? Oh yeah, we had like a group project. That creates like that stirs a little bit of jealousy inside her, where he goes, what? Right? Gets her curious, gets her insecure as well. But now let's say you have all these intention from all of these people around the world, but then you hang around that one person and you give them time. Now that makes it special. That's special because you have choice. You can say no. A high value person can say no to a partnership. People who are very, very low value, they can be with anybody. Right? They have no standard, they have no class. I want you to be aware of something, man, because once you start this journey, there's going to be others who are going to be jealous of you. No doubt. On this process, right? Listen, it's about them, that's not about you. You've got to stop personalizing things. That's another thing that I see a lot of people doing. And a lot of people come to me and they're like, somebody made some comment and it stings. Why does it sting you so specifically? You've got to uncover that. Triangles, usually, they cause confusion. Okay? Usually, it's like, oh, two people are talking, there's a third wheel. Or like, there's a sudden third entity here in the mix, right? It causes a very confusing scenario, if you notice, because your mind is being split now, okay, instead of invested in one. You guys have heard of a love triangle before, right? Two people like the same person. There's this, you see this a lot in reality shows, right? And it ends up actually working for the person at times. You'll notice that, right? I've been watching like Love Island, those old series, right? You see that in Love Island, man. There's lots of triangles, right? But that's what creates that aura of desirability. It's like that one person, right, that pulls so much attention is the most desirable, right? Because everybody keeps talking about them. And the more people say that they like them, that gives others permission to do the same. It gives you more of a choice to accept that or not, right? I mean, this chapter is very easy. It's all about social proof, right? It's all about like reputation, social status. But it's also really about generating that desire within someone to create those, jealousy plot lines and things like that. Like, just be able to really create the narrative. Just make sure that you are the author of your own story and you're not being swayed by media or, other popular opinion that's moving you in different ways. Like, I know I take more of a Sigma male approach on this channel, but I really want you guys to, embrace what is being said through your own lifestyle and how you can really start to maintain that at a solid base level, okay? Hope you enjoyed this video today. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today.